Hey up, you old buggers! How the bloody hell are you lot? Yeah, sorry for the kind of lack of notice, but you're probably used to it by now. So how are you? It's just gone 6 minutes past 8 on the 3rd of December, and it's bloody cold outside. I was just not long back from the dogs. It's my daughter's birthday today, 18 years old. Where did the time go? Honestly, absolutely scary stuff. So yeah, had quite a nice day. Yeah, so how is everybody? Let's have a quick wee squint to see who's in tonight. It's not going to take long. There's not too many of you. We've got Ox. Oh, it's just gone from 14 down to 12. I've got the Oxmeister. We've got Mr. Gregory. It's a cheeky Scot yet again. We've got Del Boy. I'm just going to call you LFC Gamer. I think that's the best thing, Keith, because I always call you Kevin. We've got Colin Jones. We've got Kroisk, too sober. Yeah, get drunk. It's a Friday night. We've got Mr. Colin Ferguson. We've got the Highlander. So yeah, good evening, everybody. I hope you're all keeping well. Looking after yourself. Yeah, I've not got a massive amount to evening, Paul. How's the cold? What do you mean you're half here? What does that mean? In other words, if you're watching another stream, then just beat it. Never mind this half glass nonsense. Just kind of watching me. What are you on about? Stephen. No, China Miner. There are no games. It's a Friday waffle. It's just where I talk pish. Yeah, we've got Ian Cullen as well. So still never really came. Oh, good. Yeah. I did see Paul at the weekend. So anyway, I've only got a couple of things to talk about. If there's, I can't be arsed looking at last week's Friday waffle. If there's anything you want to kind of talk about, stick your comments down below. Yeah, last weekend I was down at that there arcade club down in the Bury, which is no, Stephen, please, no donations. Really, you are so generous, and I do appreciate every single penny. I really do. But no donations tonight, Stephen. It's not. It's Sunday, as in 2 days' time. I'm going to be doing a live stream, and it will be a kind of free for all. So I will play not Chuck Rock. I'm not bloody playing Chuck Rock. You can stick that up your arse. I will be playing China Miner if it's requested. So no donations tonight, Stephen, because I won't be playing any games. Like I said, it's just me talking nonsense. So yeah, Arcade Club. I live in central Scotland, and I was picked up, I think, about 6:15 on Saturday morning, and we were going down. We headed towards Edinburgh, and Batman 12, Ian Gray's in hospital. I was going to say, yeah, we got down. We're just about to go onto the A1. And there was a couple of policemen putting cones down. So what was I going to say? Sorry, Stephen, you're throwing me. Kindonate 8 now for next Sunday. I have no idea what you're talking about, Stephen. You keep any donations, Stephen. Please keep to Sunday when I can actually play games. You've broken my train of thought. Yeah. Anyway, we're about to go into the A1, and there was a policeman sticking down cones. And they're basically like, sorry. Well, they didn't even say sorry. They didn't apologise. I put the window down and says, any idea how long this is going to be? And the guy's like, come on, move, keep moving. So they were extremely helpful. So we ended up having to double back. We had to do about an extra 20 miles to kind of double back. We got onto the A68. And then we got, I don't know how far, we maybe got about 20 miles down, and there was a tree. I mean, it was carnage. It quite literally was carnage going down. I've got some videos, I've got some photos of the trip to Arcade Club. I will get them put together in a wee video, and I'll stick that out, on Sunday, whatever. I will try and get that done. But yeah, so we got to the A68, and then we had to stop. And then we had to we ended up on the A69, I think it was, and we were going down for a couple of guys. We had to go down to Sunderland and then across to Consett, and then we had to head west across to Bury. So all in, I think it took us something like 8 hours. It was quite an exhausting trip, I have to say. Mental, but you know what? The weekend, it was fantastic. There was probably about, I don't know, about 7 or 8 of us. All in, all people that I've kind of known for quite a long time, people that watch the channel. Stephen. Oh man, you kill me, Stephen. Stephen, thank you very much. Listen, I do not want. I will play China Minor on Saturday, not on Saturday, on Sunday when it's the free for all. And there is no need, absolutely no need to give me anything, Stephen. Because thank you very much, but really, you know, sounds daft to say I don't want it, but there's absolutely no need for what you're doing, Stephen. Come along on Sunday when it's a free for all. So yeah, there was about 7 or 8 of us. Now, if you've never been to an arcade club, it's basically it's a private collection of arcade machines across 3 floors. I did ask. Who did I ask? I spoke to one of the guys down there. It's one guy that owns virtually all of them. And a few of his employees own the rest of them. But I mean, I don't know if anyone. Well, I know Paul's in the chat. I know a few of the guys are in the chat. How many machines do you reckon were at Arcade Club? I mean, I'm going back and guesstimate. I reckon there's probably about 400 machines, something like that. It is just an amazing experience. I mean, if you've never played any arcade games since the 80s, going into Arcade Club is it's like going back in a time machine. You know, it's like going back 30 years. It is amazing. The machines largely are in amazing condition. They all play well. And I'll tell you one thing, I mean, and it's going to lead on to my second thing that I'm going to talk about. You can have the best emulation in the world. You can no, we weren't far. We were at Sunderland Highlander, and then we headed across to Consett. Yeah, you can have the best setup in the world. You have your own arcade machine, whatever it is. Like I've got 3 arcade machines. Very, very lucky. But there is just nothing, absolutely nothing can beat playing the original machines. It really is. It's a different kettle of fish. I'll tell you one thing though that was a bit disappointed. I'm not disappointed. I'm not a fan of. You may have heard of the phrase candy cabs. These are, I think they come from Japan, and I don't know what size of TV it is. It must be like a 32-inch screen, and it's flipped on its side, so it's vertical. And the thing is, you're literally sitting, you know, I don't know, 6 inches away from the screen. It's largely kind of bullet hell shooters, and I just found you were sitting too close to the screen. You really want to be back a wee bit, because the screen is so big. A lot of these games were written to be played in smaller screens, and it just looks too big. So yeah, I'm not a fan of the candy cabs, but yeah, Arcade Club itself. I mean, it'd be easier to actually say what machines they didn't have. Obvious exclusions were, and Paul, who was one of the guys that was down there, we were talking about that. There was no Year Kung Fu. There was no Space Harrier, though I did notice Andy, I call him, is it Andy Palmer, I think it is, that owns Arcade Club. He puts frequent updates on Facebook, and I think it was one day this week there was about another 20 machines arrived, and one of them was Space Harrier. But yeah, it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. It's like a dream come true for most people. So yeah, we got down there. I came down with one of my mates, and we got down there for about 3 o'clock. we met up with other lads, and then eventually we drove back to the hotel. We got changed, and then we headed back. We got a taxi, and one of the other guys, one of my mates, was driving. So we got back to Arcade Club, and we spent. No, I'm talking bollocks. I'm talking complete bollocks. We didn't do that. No, we didn't. We stayed at Arcade Club until about 5 o'clock. Yeah, we stayed there till about 5 o'clock, and then we went back to the hotel, got changed, and then we headed out. It was quite funny because there's, I don't know, 6 of us grown men standing outside or standing just inside the travel lodge, and this guy and his bird turned up, and they're like, "Oh, all right, boys, all right, man. Yeah, not bad, mate, not bad. Oh, what are you down for? Stag do?" And one of my mates went, "No, we're actually down playing some video games in an arcade." "Oh, no, you don't say that. You tell them we're at a stag do, or we were taking part in some triathlon or something. You don't tell people you're playing video games. People just look at you strangely." Was it 7 o'clock? Was it? Oh, I can't remember, Oaks. I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, trust me, Arcade Club is bloody phenomenal. It's open from 11 until 11 at night. I'm sitting way too close. I'm going to move back a wee bit. So yeah, it was a great time had by all. I mean, we went for a meal. We went for an Italian meal. Excellent, really, really nice. And then yeah, we just LFC's asking any decent pubs. We went across the road to this pub. I don't know what the name of it was, but it was good. It was basically full of old people. Full of old people, and they were playing some kind of 80s music. It's a kind of pub that I think I could quite gladly have stayed there. Maybe not last week because we were all up early. I think we were all quite tired as well. I mean, I think I had 4 drinks, and I was pretty cream crackered. But yeah, it was good. It was good, and then we headed back. I think we're back in our bed for about 11 o'clock, and then I think we reconvened about 10 o'clock in the morning. And then we went for a bite to eat, and then headed up the road. Now we dropped off one of my mates at Concert. I can't remember what time it was, and then we dropped off my other mate at Sunderland. And then by time I got dropped off, I mean, it obviously got dark. It got dark about, I don't know, 3 o'clock. I got dropped off about 7:15. Now, bear in mind, we'd been on the go since 12 o'clock, so it was a long, long time. It was a long drive. I think I probably speak for everybody. I don't think we would do that thing again at that time of the year. I mean, we were just stupidly unlucky. Stupidly unlucky that we went down when Storm Arnware. I can't even Arnware or something. Arwen. Storm Arwen. Yeah, that was it. We happened to pick the one day that there was a storm. I said I've never actually driven. I mean, I wasn't driving. My mate was driving, but the road conditions were horrendous. If it wasn't for the fact that we were meeting other people and we'd paid for the hotel and what have you, then I think we'd have probably turned around. If you're just going for a day down to Newcastle, I think we'd definitely have just turned around and came back. But yeah, awesome time. So I am going to get I'm going to get the video put out, and you can see what all the fun was about. But great time. We are planning to have another one, I reckon, probably in the spring. So we'll see what the weather's like. I reckon probably April, May time. We'll get another trip down there. Again, I'll post it. Yeah, and anyone that wants to come down is more than welcome. So yeah, I've got one more thing to talk about. Evening, Jamie. How are you, buddy? No problem at all, man. Hey, you take care, eh? Cheers, Jamie. Yeah, the Mister. I'm going to get it out there. Now, you may or may not be aware of what Misters are. One of my mates, Neil, he's had, what was it called? The Mist. And then he got that about, I don't know, about 10 years ago. So he's had it for a long time. The Mister is basically, now, I don't want anyone to pick me up because I know I'm not technical at all. The Mister it's a small device that apparently it doesn't emulate, it actually runs the real computer, for the want of a better word, or a core as they call it. Now, there's a lot of people, myself included, who would say, why do you... Cheers, Bob. Take care, buddy. People will say, why would you want something like that when you can play emulators on your PC, or you can play it on the Raspberry Pi? Now, I'm a massive fan of the Raspberry Pi. For about 50 quid, you can get a device that's got a really nice front end. I mean, you can download an image on an SD card. You can play all these games, screenshots, you name it. It's got all these different systems. It's a wonderful thing, and it's really, really good. The problem for me with like a Raspberry Pi, if you're not playing it on a CRT TV, then you get lag. Now, I'm not talking about just a minuscule amount of lag. I'm talking about maybe a third of a second, half a second, which doesn't seem much. You probably wouldn't really notice it playing something like Sonic the Hedgehog, whatever. But when you're playing arcade games, you play something like 1942, it's so noticeable to the point that I just simply don't play the Raspberry Pi anymore. So this Mister thing, I've got a Discord channel, and a lot of the guys that watch my channel are on it. And there's a lot to talk about the Mister. And to be quite frank, it was boring the tits off us non-Mister people. So I created a Mister channel so that all the nerds can go in there and talk Mister nonsense. But having met a couple of the guys face to face, they have convinced me that a Mister is the way forwards. Now, a lot of my mates have got them now. Now, I'm going to try and explain why I was never against it. The way I looked at it was, I need to be convinced that it's something that I need or I want, because up until a few weeks ago I thought, well, I don't need that. I've got my Raspberry Pi, I've got my PCs. But I know Ox is saying there's video latency settings. I've tried to kind of do that, Ox. If you can give me some settings to try, then please do that. Where am I going with this? Yeah, up to a few weeks ago, I was simply not interested. I thought, there's no difference. Why would I want to buy something that's more expensive than the Retro Pi, or Raspberry Pi, I should say, and it's going to offer me far, far less games? Now, in the last probably couple of months, I've been thinking a lot about downsizing my collection for a number of reasons. One of them being, what is the purpose of having a system that you never ever play, and I mean quite simply never ever play, in a cupboard? What is the point of having that? And secondly, I would like ideally to move house in a few years' time, and the thought of having to move all this stuff is quite intimidating. I'm like, I really can't be arsed with that. So I thought, right, what am I going to get rid of? The stuff in this room I do play, so I'll probably will hang on to it, but I've got a lot of stuff that I've never played for years and years. I mean, some of the stuff that I've bought and I've never played once, so I've started to kind of downsize. I've managed to sell a couple of things on eBay, and I'm trying to kind of future proof my gaming. Now, one of the guys, I'm going to just bring up his comment, Mr. Cullen. Now, Ian and I know each other. We go back a long time. Ian's one of the home computer guys, the home computer club guys. Ian, like me, has got Misters. He's got Retro Pis. He's got PCs. He's got a MAME cab. Now, he's saying there he's got his Mister connected up to a CRT with the proper controllers, and you wouldn't know you weren't playing the real thing. So that really does that appeals to me quite a lot. The fact that I can play it on my CRT and have a really, really good experience. Ox, my eBay ID is MameMeister, funnily enough. There's only one thing. I've only got a Vectrex up at the moment. If anybody wants to buy it, £295. It is collection only, however, unless you want to get it delivered, but it would be at your risk, I have to say. And this next reason for me deciding to get one probably sounds stupid. Now, I call it the PlayStation syndrome, and that is whereby you have a system with thousands, or not thousands, hundreds of games, loads and loads and loads of games. Now, case in point, my MAME cab. I've got on my MAME cab, I've got, I don't know what version of MAME. I've got a lot of MAME. I've got quite a recent version of MAME, and I've probably got, I don't know, 5,000-6,000 games that I can play. They're just there. Now, one of the things that I like about the Mister, and again, it sounds like a daft reason, is the fact that you don't have everything. You don't have everything. From what I gather, from what people have told me, like computers like the Commodore 64, the Commodore Amiga, they all play. If you've got an emulator or a core, as they call them, then they will play all the games perfectly. Now, apparently, the Amiga emulates, or sorry, it doesn't emulate. I'll need to go and wash my mouth out with soap. It pretends it's an Amiga really, really well. Now, if you've tried to play an Amiga on even on a PC to a certain degree, it's not perfect. Certainly in the Raspberry Pi, in my experience, Amiga emulation's not really that good. It will play games too fast a lot of the time. So yeah, getting back to having lacky games. When it comes to arcade games, I was lucky enough to kind of be around at the very, very early days of MAME. I'm talking, what would it be, 1997, when it was Dave's Video Game Classics. They would release MAME, and then right below the version of MAME, there was none of this capture bollocks or links. You literally just you just clicked on it and downloaded it directly, and you'd have all the ROMs, all the games. Now, the early versions of MAME, I mean, what did it sort of support? You'd have Galaxian, you'd have Galaga, you would have Pac-Man, maybe Xavius, and then with each subsequent version, hang on, I'm just going to go bunk and then get rid of that. Yeah, with each subsequent version of MAME, there would be another 3 or 4 games emulated, and I can remember the excitement of like when I first got MAME. This was quite funny. When I first got MAME, it was on a floppy disk, and yeah, I was able to load up things like Galaxian. Now, I got my mate who had he had the internet before I did. I got him to download Year Kung Fu and Rolling Thunder, and we tried to run it, and it didn't work. But what we didn't realise was that MAME had to support the games. We thought that it would just run every single arcade game. We didn't understand that. So once we did understand that, you basically had to wait on particular games getting emulated. And I actually quite like that fact. I actually quite like the fact that you don't get to play everything, so that you're getting them drip fed, so that when, I don't know if your Kung Fu or Rolling Thunder are supported in the Mister, when they do get supported, it's going to be like a Christmas present. So that's kind of the reasons I'm wanting it. I am going to be what was I going to say? I am going to be downsizing my collection, but I do like the idea. So I mean, the money that I'm going to get from selling stuff is going to more than fund my my, what do you call it, Mister. So I'm not going to be out of pocket. I'm going to be selling. What else I'm going to be selling? Spectrum next. That's going to be going up for sale. So the way I see it is, I'm getting rid of something that I quite simply never ever use, and I'm going to get that. See, at the end of the day, if the Mister turns out to be a pile of wank, then I'll get rid of it. Simple as that. But I'm looking forward to getting it. The only bugger is you can't actually buy one at the moment. Apparently, all the chips are in short supply, so there could be a bit of a wait before I get one. But yeah, so that's that. Right, I'm just going to quickly have a wee look and see what comments, if indeed any. Let's have a wee squint up. Yeah, Dale. If there was no level 2 in a game, would you be better at games? Yep. That joke is not wearing thin at all. Alright, so I'm just having a wee quick squint. Yeah, Ox saying a great weekend just went too fast. Yeah, it's like all these things. You look forward to things for so much, and then it's over with. Do my wee favour. Yeah, well, Colin's done that. Stick some asterisks. It just kind of makes it stick out a bit better. Right, Mr. Ferguson is saying, is there anything like Arcade Club in Scotland? I don't actually know. I'm not actually sure, Colin. I don't think there is. I'm certainly not aware of anything. I mean, the closest we've kind of got to like having an arcade is when the Play Blackpool events arrive in Glasgow. It's 2 days a year. It's one weekend every year. There obviously wasn't one last year because of COVID. I don't think there's not going to be one this year. But I'm not. Bob, have you any idea? Wee Bob, have you any idea? Is there anything like Arcade Club in Scotland? I don't think there is. It'd be interesting to know if Andy Palmer would ever contemplate opening one up. I think it would do well. I mean, I've been to a few of these kind of retro type things in the past, and they've always been quite popular. But no, maybe me and the chaps at Edinburgh or Computer Club can get together and think about starting our own arcade club. You never know. So thank you, Colin. Much appreciated. Yeah, there was one slight annoyance that I personally thought was annoying at Arcade Club was the number of kids. Now I'm not talking about 10-year-olds. I'm talking about kids, really young kids, maybe 5 or 6, 7 years old, and they were all just running about willy nilly. They weren't interested in playing the games. They were just running about. I don't know whether the parents were trying to get them in to try and say, listen, son, this is what your granddad used to play back in 1978. I don't know, or else more likely the dads or the granddads were wanting to go to Arcade Club and they had to drag along the kids. But yeah, there's a lot of kids running about, which is a bit annoying. Yeah, maybe I'm just being old and tetchy, possibly. But yeah, it would be. I mean, it did. To be fair, it did. When it got to about 5 o'clock, the kids kind of seemed to disappear, probably because they're going to their bed. But it would be nice if they had, I don't know, kids up to a certain time, and then after a certain time, there was none allowed. But that's just a wee minor gripe. Dale Boy's saying there, Main Meister got his Rainbow Islands fix. I know because I have the photo. Yes, as anyone that knows me or watches my channel will know that I think Rainbow Islands is a pile of absolute wank. What is it about the game that I detest so much? For me, I've never been a big fan of cutesy games. I know, like Lacozer, he hated Rainbow Islands as well, and he's not a fan of like cutesy games. I'm not a fan of cutesy games, but I don't hate Rainbow Islands because it's got cutesy graphics. For me, it's just I just don't find the game fun. Yeah, you're trying to get from to the top. Now, if they gave you like a laser or a gun or something and had like, I don't know, you could fire and kill things, then you could jump. That would make it a bit more fun. But it's the whole rainbow game mechanic. You kind of fire it and it kind of just goes like that, and then you can either walk in it and you go up, or you can jump in it. And I don't know. I just find it frustrating as hell to play. I've never, ever since getting it on the Commodore Amiga, which apparently was touted as I think, was that not classed as it was voted as the best game on the Amiga? I mean, as far as arcade conversions go, Rainbow Islands on Amiga is up there. It's an utterly, utterly fantastic version of an utterly garbage game. Just my opinion, folks. I have to laugh. I can't. I've almost forgot about that. I was looking at. You may remember I did a Halloween special. I say special like it's special. I did a Halloween live stream on Halloween, funnily enough, and I'm actually tempted to. You know what? I'm going to go and find it. This guy was. Oh, I really upset this bloke because I dared not look at instructions. I just think it's quite funny. Let's see if I can find them. Let's see if I can find what this guy's name. Well, I'm not going to name him. Doesn't matter. Like, what was it called? Halloween. There we go. Halloween special. Let's have a look. What was he saying? Yeah, he was awfully upset with what I was doing. There we go. I'm going to read him out. Mr. John Rand. For the record, I counted how many times you said, I've no idea what I'm doing in this stream. It was 26 times. Now, hang on a second, John. Why, if my streams were so pish, why would you actually sit and watch the entire video and count that? I mean, that is seriously sad. 26, which is understandable if you've never played the game before, but the game Halloween blew my mind. You loaded it and says, do you want instructions? You selected no and then began to say, again, you've no idea what you're doing and don't know what keys to press, and then splutter nonsense like, did anyone spot the keys? I have no idea what to do yet again. Then you reloaded it and press yes to see the instructions, but skip through all the pages, then spout, that is ridiculous. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. That is just utter shit. I'm really not sure if this is a persona you put on or an act, or if you're literally that lazy and stupid. But I just cannot watch your content anymore. It's too annoying and painful. Bless you, John. Anyway, yeah. It is just incredible. I mean, at the end of the day, the guy quite clearly doesn't get me. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, sorry I don't entertain you, John. I'm sure you'll find much more entertaining channels than mine. Anyway, close the door on your way out, mate. Right, so yeah, that was quite amusing. But then, you know what, saying that, on the flip side, you get 4 or 5 people saying that the shit that I put out is quite entertaining, which is always good. Mr. Ornig is asking, what was your retro adventure gaming program? Mine was Twin Kingdom Valley. I was never a fan of adventure games, Stephen. I mean, I remember seeing pictures of Twin Kingdom Valley, and I think it was Computer and Video Games. And yeah, I mean, I'm seeing it look nice. I did load it a few times just because it had graphics. If I remember rightly, it was quite slow. It did take quite a long time to draw the pictures. They were very, very basic. But yeah, I was never. I'm trying to think. The games that the first adventure game that I kind of tried to play for a fair period of time and gave up, and I later found out that it was actually possible, is Castle of Terror. And the reason that game is so good is not so much because it's a good game, it's because it's got the most epic music. It's what's the name of the guy that did Greg Barnett, I think it was, did the music. Let's just listen to a bit of Castle Terror. Castle Terror, Castle of Terror even. Hang on a tick. Let me just load up this. Yeah, it was a text adventure, but it had graphics. But I think it was one of the first games I can remember that a text adventure that actually had music as well. Right, what I'm going to have to do here, I'm going to move that over there, and then I'm going to move this over here, and then I'm going to load up my. Now, don't get excited, Stephen. I'm not playing any games. I'm just going to listen to some music. Castle of Terror. Where's all the games going? Castle of Terror. There we are. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make that full screen so you can't see any other shit that I've got going on there. I'm going to share the screen, and then we want to go bink. There we go. Yeah, apparently this game is impossible. I don't know what. Does anybody know why it's impossible? Apparently, you just simply cannot complete it. So yeah, this was programmed. It was by Beam Software. Music, Greg Holland. Neil Brennan. Yeah, Neil Brennan did the music. So this is Castle of Terror. Now, you need to remember you're playing a spooky. You're basically trying to kill Dracula. You can see him up here looking ever so scary. So let's listen to the first Sid tune. Okay, let's move on to number 2. How spooky is that? Nice juicy filters. Quite simplistic, but I think it's really effective. Alright, next one. That is so cool. Yeah, anyway, that's Castle of Terror. Yeah, I just think, it really, really added to the game. So that was really the only text adventure that I really ever played, Stephen. Let's have a wee look. Have you guys put... I don't know if there's any questions. So I'm just scrolling down. I can't see any questions so far. If that's the case, it's going to be mighty short. Well, I'm saying there it's going to be mighty short. I've already been prattling on for 40 minutes. There we go. 8-bit Steve. Good evening, Steve. Name a really obscure game you love to bits. I'll go with C64 Mad Doctor by Creative Sparks. Let's have a quick wee look. C64 Mad Doctor. Mad Doctor by Creative Sparks. Interesting. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, I can't actually. You can't see it. Hang on, 2 ticks. To see. There we go. There's Mad Doctor. That does look interesting. A game that I have, an obscure game that I really liked. Does it have to be the C64? No, I guess it doesn't. I'm trying to think. I mean, a game that I loved on the Spectrum, which I've mentioned before, was Formula One. In fact, I'm going to let you see it actually. In fact, you know what? I think I've actually done a video. That'll be easier if I just bring the video up. 2 ticks. Formula One Meister. Yeah, it was a game that many years ago, one of my mates, he had the Spectrum. I had the. There we go. Right, I'm going to. You'll need to excuse the commentary because this video was made in 2014. Blimey. Hang on, 2 ticks. What's going on? Oh, I thought, you know what? I thought I'd I thought I'd shut down the bloody screen there for a second. Right, yeah, I'm going to let you see. Can I make that full screen? There we go. Yeah, this was a game. I borrowed my mate's Spectrum, and he had my C64. We swapped it for the weekend, and yeah, you had all stuff like your normal, what do you call it, Night Lore and School Days, all the popular Spectrum games. But then I stumbled across this particular game, and I just loved it. It's think of it as a Football Manager, but with cars. I'm going to let you hear this. But I happened across this game, this Formula One, loaded it up, and the next 6 or 7 hours just vanished into thin air. I remember playing this, loading it up at night time, and I played it right through the night. It was probably school holidays or something, I don't know, I might have been at school the following day, but I played it for maybe 6-7 hours without stopping, right through the night. Needless to say, I was shattered the following morning. But yeah, this game, the nearest game I could compare it with would be probably Football Manager, if that makes sense. You basically, that's what I said, Al. Formula One team. Now you can see there, the names right away give it away. It has been an 80s game. Nicky Lauda, Alain Prost. Yeah, whatever. Right, let's get to the meat and bones. Right, so basically you get to pick, you've got so much money, come on, you have to pick. Hey, there we go. Now your car's got to be, you can see there, overall efficiency, your car's got to be at least 50% efficient to actually take part in the race. If you don't take part in the race, you've got to sit and watch. Car. If you're thinking the screen looks shit, it's because I was literally pointing I think it was a camera, I can't remember, on my phone. I was pointing at the TV screen, hence the reason you've got that kind of rainbow effect. Right, so yeah, basically you get money, you pick your team, you pick your driver, obviously your Nicky Laudas, that kind of dates it. They're going to be much more expensive than other people. And if you've got a car, if your car is more than 50% efficient, then it gets to take part in said Grand Prix. There you go, Keke Rosberg, Ayrton Senna, don't remember this guy, this whatever it is, Alboreto Patrese, Martin Brundle, blimey, that really dates it. So yeah, I'll let you see it, and basically you just get little highlights. Stupid. Over to me again. Oh man, alright, anyway, I can't do anything about it. So what we now need to do, this is now the Brazil Grand Prix. Oh, I've just noticed I've not got the sound plugged in. Not that there's a lot of sound in this game, but what a tit you are, Alan. Try and plug it in here. I'm playing it on a real Spectrum. It's a Spectrum Plus 2. It's good to see I had technical issues even back in 2014. There we go. Yeah, and what you then get is you get the race played out in front of you. Now it probably looks a bit shit, but believe you me, when you've actually got a player, when you've actually got a car in the race, it's quite exciting. Unfortunately, I foolishly pressed C to continue, and car was yeah, whatever. So right, we'll remove that. Yeah, so that was Formula One Grand Prix. That was I would probably term that as quite an obscure game. I'm trying to think of anything else. I mean, I loved the little what was it called, Quicks, which was kind of well based on the arcade game Quicks. I like that. I can't think of anything else that was really. No, not really. No, that's probably the most. I wouldn't say that was obscure as such. Now, listen, Stephen, I'm just, Mr. Allrig is saying it's like Cauldron, so difficult. Not too many got to the bouncing pumpkin at the end. I know you're talking about Cauldron too. I have got a massive treat for you, Mr. Ornig. I had an interview, and it's going to be part one. I'm going to have part two on Monday with, with Cauldron programmer Richard Lyle. I can't even say his name. Leinfeldner. I was chatting to Richard last night for about 45 minutes. And one of the questions, as you'd expect, I asked him was, why was Cauldron so effing difficult? And he told me why. And I was amazed at why it's so difficult. So if you want to find out why was Cauldron so difficult, you need to tune into my video. Probably trying to think when I'll do it. I'll probably get it put out Monday, Tuesday. Like I says, we got kind of halfway, but Richard had to get going, so we're going to reconvene. I think we're going to reconvene on Monday actually. So it's going to be my interview with Richard Leinfeldner is going to be a two-parter. But lovely guy, really interesting, and I was it's hilarious when you find out why was Cauldron 2 so difficult. Yeah, anyway, let's batter on. Let's have a wee look. Yeah, Paul's saying there, I'll never understand them, Mister, and almost certainly will never buy one. Well, Paul, trust me. I mean, I'm getting one that's pre-configured. You don't do anything other than plug it in. I will give my honest opinion of this because it's taken a long time to convince me to get one, and I'm going for it. I will give my honest opinion. I'll let you know if I'm going to use it, what I think of it. I know Dale's not a fan of the Mister. Like I says, I mean, my mate Panther UK, his argument is PC emulation every time. Now Panther's got his PC in the living room, so he's got it connected up to the TV in the living room, which is perfect. I couldn't. I've got my PC upstairs. I want something that I can play downstairs or over there on a CRT. So, like I says, I will let you know. I'll let you know how and when they go. Sorry, what's Neil's saying there? I'm honestly confused as to what the Mister options are. Is there a site? So I don't really understand that. one of my mates, Neil, he was up last night. He was fixing one of my little vacuum fluorescent display machines, VFD. And like I say, he's had the Mister for a long time, and from what I can gather, there is only really one type you can buy. You can get additional boards and all that kind of stuff, but you can't really go wrong. So I'm going for one. It's a guy, I think he charges about 40 quid to build it, but I would rather pay somebody something just to build it so I can just get it and plug it, plug it in, HDMI cable, away I go. I can't be arsed pissing about with it. But yeah, I'll give you my open and honest opinion when I do get it. It might be, and I just see Colin saying there that it could be the end of January or something before they come in. Well, Paul, you're saying there you don't understand how the Mister works, and I don't have anywhere to put it or play it, so I'm out of that scene. Well, all you need is a TV that's got an HDMI cable, and that's it. That is it. Hang on. This is obviously Paul saying there, yeah, so I'm obviously just catching up on the arcade club thing. There's a thing called NQ64 opening in Edinburgh. Never heard of that. Let me do a quick. What was it called? God, you know you're getting old when you look at something and immediately you forget. NQ64. NQ64 Edinburgh. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that over there, and we can have a look at it together. There we go. NQ Arcade Bar. Never heard of this. Terminator 2, House of the Dead, Point Blank. Really? Retro arcades. Why not just call it arcades? Why do they have to call it retro arcades? Right, wait a minute. If I'm not mistaken, that is exactly where that's exactly where the arcade. Was it LA Leisure? What was it called again? LA's. Yeah, LA's. It was called. That used to be an arcade in Edinburgh. Yeah, right here. That used to be an arcade. There's Lothian Road. There's Western Approach Road, and then you've got Princess Street. So that used to be an arcade. Apparently they've got. Does it see when it's opened? Craft beers. Well, I've got the tattoo and I've got the beard, so I can drink craft beer. Apparently, retro arcades. No, it doesn't actually tell you what they've got. Well, I'm not being funny, but well, it's a bit of a shit. It's a bit of a shit website. Oh wait, hang on a second. Right, games. Let's see what games I've got. Right, Edinburgh. Right, there's the games. Bubble Bobble, Crazy Taxi. Nah. Dance. Nah, I'm out. Donkey Kong. Fair enough. Double Dragon. Yeah. Galaga. Golden Axe. Mario Kart. Space Invaders. Oh, Track and Field. See, I'm in. And Virtuous Striker. I hate Virtuous Striker. It's a crap game. No, actually, I'll tell you a quick story. I was playing. They've got a Virtuous Striker down at Arcade Club, and me and one of my mates, Craig, we had a game. Now I've got to say the game itself it's pretty shit. It's dated. It was the fact that it's called Virtua. That's when sort of polygons became the big kind of the hot word to use. It's not a great game. It's by Sega. But oh my god, what a fantastic laugh! You can actually forget how much fun it is playing a video game when you're standing shoulder to shoulder with your mate, taking the piss at each other. It was really, really fun. I can't remember what the score was right enough, funnily enough. Yeah, so right. I mean, what games would I really want to play there? Donkey Kong, Galaga a push. Not a fan of Double Dragon. Pac-Man, nah. Space Invaders, Star Trek Pinball. I would, you know what? I would actually go for Track and Field. Until Track and Field appeared in that list, there's really nothing that would make me want to go. I would definitely pop in. Mr. Cullen, if you fancy meeting up one Saturday, give me a shout and we'll go in and maybe do a wee video of it. Give me a wee shout. Yeah, I was going to say it's new games. I mean, these games, what did that come out? 1998, I think it is. These are old games, but to me, they are modern games. There's really, other than Track and Field and probably Donkey Kong, yeah, there's not an awful lot there. Yeah, I wouldn't go in specifically. Let's have a wee look and see what they've got in Manchester. 24? Oh, it's a pinball game. Double Dragon. Oh, it looks like they've got the same games. RoboCop. Our track and field, nothing that stands out. Let me see, a plethora of crazy taxis. Pac-Man's. Is there a track and field? Yeah, there's a track. I'm wondering if these are maybe emulating or something. I don't know. It seems weird that they've got the same. They've got the same machines. Oh, Galaxian, I'd be all over that. Hyper Sports, yes, that's a bit more appealing. Narc, yep. One page. But, if I'm being brutally honest, there's not an awful lot there that really piques my interest. But thanks for the heads up anyway, Paul. Sorry, Stephen, you're saying there it'd be fantastic if you play China Minor tonight. Sorry, Stephen, I'm not playing. I don't play. This is a waffle. I will. If you come along on Sunday, and there's no need to donate, but stick your name in the list, and I will play China Minor. I mean, I actually do like the game, but I don't play games when I'm doing waffles. Nah. 50. Yeah. No, Mark's asking, Dale, any plans for all of you have a combo special, Lacozer, yourself and Panther? I think it's unlikely. I mean, Lacozer has he's made it crystal clear that he's not interested in coming onto YouTube to play retro games anymore. He's moved on from that. He does other stuff now. He does do other videos with Panther. Panther's he's very busy. He does other things, and trying to get him and I into the same virtual room has been quite a challenge. There will be Panther will definitely appear, but Lacozer's he's kind of moved on, so I wouldn't hold your breath because I don't think Lacozer's going to be on the channel again. But he's kind of given up retro games. He's kind of concentrating more on Elite Dangerous. So I think the chances of that are nil. Unfortunately, because they were some of my favourite videos. Main Meister's getting a Mr. Cause he heard it's 100% accurate. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. New Zealand story. Yeah, Matt, you're asking as well. Yeah, there's not. There won't be. I can categorically state that now. That will not happen. I will be, however, it's part of tradition. I will, however, be doing a Christmas special with Lawn Boys Post 1975. Dave's a cracking lad. So yeah, we will be doing. I don't know when is Christmas Eve. Let me have a quick wee look. Interestingly, right, that's actually really good. Christmas Eve is on the 24th. I don't believe I've just said that Christmas Eve's on the 24th of December. What I meant to say is Christmas Eve is on Friday, which is good. So depending on what my daughter's up to, we may well get a Christmas Eve special with myself and Lawn Boys Post. That would be good fun. Bum, ba-dum. You know the problem with the problem with what do you call it? Me looking at the comments further up is I'm looking at comments that were about things that I said about half an hour ago. Oh yeah, we're talking about Mr. Rand unsubscribing. Yeah. Good night, Stephen. Take care, buddy. I'll probably see you on Sunday. And yeah, thank you very much for the kind donation. Like I say, Stephen, come along on Sunday and stick the name down on the list. Paul saying here the disc version of The Hobbit apparently had music. Really? This version of The Hobbit had a tune in it that was ripped out and used in Fist 2. No, I never realised that, Paul. Never realised that. I did try to play Well, I can't even remember what I'm talking about. Yeah, LFC Gamer. Yeah, Neil Brennan did some great music. I mean, Way of Exploding Fist is just awesome. I think the music is just utterly, utterly fantastic. Stephen, please, 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 please. You need, Stephen, you know what? I don't know what your financial position is. If you're a multi-millionaire, you've got better things to do than spend your money than giving it to me. Please, honestly, Stephen, if you want to keep chucking money, give it to a worthwhile cause. Give it to cancer research or something, not me. There's no requirement, absolutely no requirement to do that. So, don't do that. It's embarrassing. I'm being brutally honest. There's no need at all. It is appreciated, but there's no need. Absolutely not. You don't need to. I mean, you don't have to give me anything at all. Anything's nice, but there's no requirement. So please, Stephen, no more. In fact, I should maybe actually say, if you give me any money on Sunday, then I'm going to ban you. How's that? Come into the stream by all means, ask for China Minor, but do not give me any money or I will have to ban you because I'm not having that. It's not fair. Let's have a look. Human race. I was never a fan of the human race, Paul. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. Oh, that's okay. I've unshared that. Yeah, the human race is it's a weird one. It's a weird one. It's what was the there was a tune that was in one of the levels of the human race, right? I'm going to have to load it up and let's have a look. Human race. Human race, the human race. There we go. I'm going to add to stream. Right, there was one of the tunes, I can't remember why. Rob Hubbard. It wasn't that one. No. Not that. That's it. That tune was used in Gold Runner on by Microdeal on the Atari ST and Amiga. There you go. Have to say that was the only good thing of the actual game. I didn't actually realise that was by Rob Hubbard. Right. Anyway, enough of that. Right, Colin's asking, what's your favourite Star Wars game? I'm getting right into Jedi Fallen. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a massive Star Wars fan. I'm not a fanboy at all. I do like the original Star Wars. The first 3 films were great. Every other one was pretty shit. Really, I'm not a fan of any of the modern ones. My favourite Star Wars game, it has to be, I know it's a cliche, because everybody says it, but until you've played it, Star Wars, the original Star Wars sit-down game is awesome. In fact, let's have a quick... This is a sneak little preview. I'm going to share a video. Let me see if I can find it. I have not shared the screen. Let me see if I can find this. I'm going to close that down for a second. I was playing it, and one of my mates recorded me playing it. This is going to go into... Right, is that me playing it? Hang on 2 ticks. There we go. Right. I'm just going to do copy here. Copy here. Yeah, this was me playing the sit-down Star Wars at Arcade Club. So what I want to do, I want to come out of that, remove from studio, and I can hide that. And I want to share a video file, And I want to go. I was going to say, well, I should apologise now in case there's any swearing, but you're used to it by now. I've just noticed I've got the same bloody t-shirt on tonight. It has been washed though. Yeah, it's awesome. You've got to play with the proper controller.
The force is strong with this one.
Yeah, I mean the home versions were nice, but you really need when you think about it, the game itself is actually very basic, but it looks beautiful. It's got the glorious colour vectors, and that controller is just you really feel like you're in the game, you know, or in the film, I should say. Anyway, if you want to see the rest of that, you'll need to tune in and watch the video whenever I can be bothered actually doing it. Anybody heard of Detroit on the Amiga? I haven't, Craig. I've not ever heard of that one, buddy. Yeah, Mad Moments Go is talking about Sam's Journey. Sam's Journey is I've not played a lot of it, but it's a phenomenal game on the C64. I think some people are probably saying it's the best game on the C64. I don't know if I'd go that far, but I mean, what it actually does, it's yeah, Stephen, you're saying here just play Chinaman or you're not interested. I've tried to explain, Stephen, this is a Friday Waffle. I don't play games. I don't play games in the Friday Waffle. I play games when I'm doing the live stream. So, you know, Sunday night is when I do these. Yep, you'll just need to hang on, Ox. You'll need to wait until whenever I can be bothered doing it. Yeah, I will. I'll get the video put out probably Monday or something. All right, I'm just Alright, I'm just trying to get through if there's any other questions. I don't think there are. Right, good night, Stephen. Meister's beard is looking very sharp and super villainy. Yes. Yeah, what was I going to say? The live, the 12-hour charity stream. I think we will get another Don't know whether it'll be a 12-hour, but we will definitely try and get something penciled in for next year. We all need something to look forward to. Yeah, Colin's asking, have you got your new Xbox? Yeah, I did. I got it last week, and I've got to say I am bloody impressed with it. I don't regret one little bit. I was actually playing. I was playing Flight Simulator or Microsoft Flight Simulator on it, and on a 55-inch TV, it is damned impressive. I don't think it's quite got the same detail that the PC one has, but being able to play a flight simulator whilst reclining on a settee with a joypad, I'm loving it. And what I really like about it is the fact that I just plucked a game at random. What did I pick? I picked the Orange Box, which is a collection of Half-Life 2, I can't remember. There's about 4 or 5 games. Portal. It's an Xbox 360 game. I just put it into the Xbox X and it downloaded a 4 gig update and it works. So being able to have that backwards compatibility is awesome. It really, really is. So yeah, absolutely loving it, Colin. Right, listen, I've now caught up. Yeah, I've just basically caught up with all the comments. So listen, that's an hour and 15 minutes. I think I'm going to draw it to a close. So yeah, listen, guys, thank you. Unless there's any other questions, get them in right now. Thanks very, very much for tuning in tonight. I keep saying this, and I'm like a bloody broken record, but I am missing doing normal videos. I mean, I love doing the live streams. They're good fun. I like doing the live Friday waffles. Doing a pre-recorded waffle can be quite dull, actually, especially when you're used to doing kind of live ones. I do like doing the live ones. You get interaction. But I have got quite a few videos that I want to get out. I says I'm going to be putting out the Richard Leinfelner interview. Part 1 will be coming out Monday, Tuesday next week. And I will get my arcade club video put together. I might try and get that done Sunday. I don't know. I'll see, but it'll be early next week anyway. So anyway, guys, listen, have an excellent weekend. I will be back along on Sunday for the usual time, 7 o'clock till 9. I will be playing any games that you pick, including China Miner, as long as he doesn't give me any money. If he does, he's not getting it. So anyway, guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. Have a great weekend.